There's so much powerful truth coming out right now. It's unbelievable. And, you know, it's weird. I was just talking about something like this, some of the advantages that we have, but now you're going to hear it from the pros. And this is one of the reasons why trillions of dollars is going to flow into the utility coins of crypto in the future. And that will be just the start of the golden age. You want to be real? This is the little baby steps we're seeing right now, but we haven't had a utility run just yet. This article is titled Currency Matching. I was just speaking about this, wasn't I? We can do it all, folks. Currency matching innovations unlock competitive advantages in cross-border B2B payments. Did you see the video from yesterday where we talk about the numbers? And believe me, all of the numbers, they always downplay them a little bit. They always lowball you a little bit. The numbers are much higher than what they're projecting, but they play it safe. Like everybody does that, right? You try to play it a little safe. You know, you don't want to be jump too far out the window and then you're wrong. You're really, really wrong. You know what I mean? So they played a little bit safe with the numbers, but check out that video from yesterday and look at those numbers and then realize that we're about to be unleashed where utility can finally be used when it comes to a lot of these utility coin cryptos. That's trillions of dollars flooding in. That equals those prices exploding. Period. Now, the same way some people may want to say, well, you know, what if it doesn't happen like that? And they don't believe. Hey, to each his own. But the same way that they do it with when it comes to the trillions of dollars, the same way that they believed XRP was done for, clearly it wasn't. Cardano was done for, clearly it wasn't. Solana was done for, clearly it wasn't. They said Chainlink was done, clearly it wasn't. Same way that people thought that those were done and those explosions weren't going to happen, and they did. And we haven't even begun to see their true potential. Same thing with Bitcoin. A lot of people said Bitcoin was dead. And we said over on this side, hey, no, Bitcoin has a lot of potential. Clearly it does. It came back to life, right? Resurrected. So it's the same when it comes to these trillions. We're right there. It's just a matter of watching the catalyst. And right now we have all the advantages. But let's get back. Let's get into this, this article right here. Now, it begins here. In cross-border payments, getting paid isn't just a matter of when, it's a matter of how. It says, with the complexities of fluctuating exchange rates, disparate financial systems, and opaque fees, businesses engaging in cross-border B2B payments often find themselves navigating a minefield. The inefficiencies can be crippling. And you think they're not going to hand the money over? Listen, when it comes to things like this, well, how do they phrase it here? Currency matching. We do all that just off of the basic smart contracts we had 2 years ago. We've advanced much past that. We can program the smart contracts where if you send this amount of dollars in on this side, you can receive that same amount of value. It's about value. That same amount of value on the other side in yuan. And we can do this with every currency around the world. There's nothing we can't do while the legacy system is quite limited, right? As of right now. I don't know what's going to be in the future, but as of right now, we have a super advantage and we do it at almost no cost. Some of these utility coins, you got to understand when it comes to big businesses, saving money means something. Saving money means you have more capital to play with in other areas. And that's definitely what you want as a business. When it comes to some of these bank coin chains, utility coin chains, you're paying almost no fees. Did you see that big transaction that Ripple just did with, I don't remember if it was RLUSD that they moved or XRP, I don't know, but they barely paid any fees and they moved a hefty amount of value at that particular time, right? So we can do the same thing with any of those currencies moving across chain. We save them capital in ways the legacy system just cannot do, right? So now, wait, let me not lose my spot. It says businesses engaging in cross-border B2B payments often find themselves navigating a minefield. The inefficiencies can be crippling. Currency conversion fees will lower every fee. Everybody can make money with us. We'll lower those fees. Currency conversion fees, unpredictable exchange rate movements. Oh, no, we will definitely be able to predict with great accuracy. We'll be able to predict a lot of things, not just because of no, listen, let's just jump straight to AI implementation. We will fully implement AI on the chain. They've been working on it for years, whether it's Ripple talking about AI implementation or Flare experimenting with AI implementation. And that's just a few. And AI will monitor everything and make sure everything is nice and smooth. You'll see. But wait, which equals what? More value coming to chain. They can't beat us. If you're the best, if you have the absolute best product, nobody can beat you, but everybody has to come to you and pay you or invest money in you or, use your mechanisms, which is going to bring value to the chain. They have to do that if you're the best of the best. Wait. Unpredictable exchange rate movements and delays caused by intermediaries. There will be no more delays. Everything will be very, very smooth, right? And we're not worried about intermediaries. Some of those intermediary fees will be dropped, but they'll be able to make that up or compensate for that loss in outright fees they used to charge in the old legacy system with other means of bringing in income, which will be much more secure for them, much more better for them and the customers, which means that everybody will get to participate because then they won't have to worry about the intermediary problems. Although, my apologies, the intermediaries may still be there just because of the legacy system. Remember, we're dealing with layered systems. So where we bring the technology, they're going to layer a piece on top of it. And they tend to like to keep a little bit of what they already had because it works for them. Makes sense to me. I get it. I don't agree with a lot of the outlandish things that happen with their piece of the layer, with their particular offerings. But I get it. They make a lot of money. It's worked for them for years, so they want to keep a little piece. We'll see how much of that actually occurs. But the intermediary problem will be dramatically reduced. It says often erode margins, and no, we will remedy that. Like I said, there's a golden age coming because of DLT, because of blockchain and hash graph, etc. It says, introduce operational uncertainty, a situation that only gets compounded for SMB, small, medium-sized businesses. Also, keep in mind, anytime you hear SMB, sometimes they'll use SME, small, medium-sized enterprises. Those two acronyms are interchangeable. Don't let them confuse you, okay? It says, which lack the resources and financial expertise to navigate the foreign exchange markets effectively. Against this backdrop, innovations in currency matching, I know somebody's like, you said it twice, for emphasis. They're literally talking about what we're the best at. We're about to dominate the globe, the world. That value's coming to us. We will take that bank money, not financial advice. This is my humble opinion from what I'm seeing, and I know a lot of people out there. Some people agree, a lot of people disagree. Perfectly fine. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything at all whatsoever. I'm just a humble researcher, but this is my opinion here. We're going to dominate. When that unleashing happens in 2025, the people aren't ready. They think that they like what's going on now. They'll be dancing for joy in the rain come next spring if we're unleashed. And yes, I'm excited. I'm excited about it. It's been years coming. When you put in that hard work as a researcher and you start to see things come to fruition, it's very exciting when you put in that hard work for years and stood your ground for years. So yes, I'm excited. So now, let's see here. I'm excited for everything. Some stuff I cover, I hold. Some stuff I cover, I don't hold. It doesn't change the excitement. When you're a researcher, it doesn't matter if you hold something or not. When you're on to something and it's correct, it feels good. Like Cardano. I don't have any Cardano, but I was right about that. I think they're going to have a very bright future. Very bright future. I think Ethereum is going to have a very bright future, although they're going to have to make some dramatic changes. I don't have any Ethereum. But like I said, as a researcher, you're looking at something and we're trying to use deductive reasoning and logic to see where it goes. And it can be quite a difficult thing. But man, researchers are winning. I know most of you now you're very, very good researchers at this point. That transformation has happened for many people over the years. You see, researchers are winning. They're going to continue to win. But anyway, so now I want to pause there because we're 8 minutes into that article. That article is deep. If you get to read it, check it out. All right. That's part of doing your own research. I'm telling you. Potent article. Let's go here. You thought that was it. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah. See, this type of information you share with a friend. I don't know why I said that like that. Friend. I don't know where that came from, but it just works. You know what I mean? But, and I lost my spot here. Now, this article here, I lost my spot, folks. My apologies. My goodness. But this article is about the tokenization of real world assets. Yes. The finisher. The one that comes in and shakes the earth when it comes to crypto. The one that makes the prices explode. The one that they're all preparing for. Make no mistake about it. Man, let me tell you, I always thought that nothing would get me as excited as interbank payments. I really did. And then when I started getting really deep into RWA a couple of years ago and just researching it and looking up at the value, money hairs on the back of my neck start popping up. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's what they said. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's what the money hair said to me. I said, whoa, 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 is it that time? And they said, yeah, Meg, it's that time. This is big money. I said, really? It said, yes. And I said, muy linda, mi gente. That's what I said. Yeah, I find myself entertaining. But now, listen to this. This is why I say this, all right? I lost my spot, but still, we're going to get to this. This article was titled, Tokenization of Real-World Assets. Listen to this. The amount that can be tokenized in real-world assets, folks, get ready for this. $950 trillion. What? Now you see. Let me say it again before I jump in. $950 trillion. Now you understand why BlackRock is going hard with RWA. Ripple jumped out there early to the point where people probably didn't understand. Well, why are you going so hard with RWA? Then they got quiet about it. Right. Why Stellar was going hard with RWA, with the BIS and all that. We'll see how that works out. Because things are changing in the world, geopolitically speaking. We will see how that works out. Everybody's going hard with RWA. Now you understand why? Big money. My apologies. Let me calm down. No need to smack the table, man. Big money. It's going to flood into crypto. And that's why they've been, let's get off the entertainment portion a little bit and let's get to the serious business. That's why they've been shearing everything up with, making sure everything's easy to deploy, easy to use. Anybody can use it. You know why? We want not only the money at the top, the money at the bottom. We have to make sure, they have to make sure, not we, because I don't know these companies. I don't know these people. I don't work with these people. I just speak in a collective we sometimes, because I do want to make money off of those people. I do. But off those companies. But you want the regular people to be able to tokenize anything that they want. They will. I read an article recently, it's very interesting, where they were talking about some of the younger generations that will inherit, certain wealth from the older generations, which we'll see how that actually works out. And they interviewed a lot of these younger generation people, and it blew my mind. They didn't want to keep the houses. What is that about? There's this, I don't know, this idea amongst a lot of them I saw that were interviewed that they're better off living in apartments and things like that. Hey, listen, to each his own. To each his own. But they didn't want to keep the houses and certain assets. And as I'm hearing it, although I was quite flabbergasted, like, what do you mean? You don't want a yard? You don't want peace and quiet? You don't want to own something, have your own? But whatever. That's just my personal opinion. To each his own. Like I said, maybe there's a way that they're looking at things that I just don't see it. But immediately my mind went to, they're going to move that value. They're going to, if there's tokenization, fractionalized tokenization, that's coming to chain. A lot of that wealth that they claim is going to be inherited is coming to chain. So now, if you're going to have a lot of regular people selling things, tokenized, they want to move things, they can tokenize it. So you want to make it easy where anybody can just press a button, take a picture of something, verify it, press a button, and it can be sold. So whoever's out front, obviously there's enough money to go around. $950 trillion. Those DLT companies, those fintech companies that are out front of RWA and can move a good portion of that $950 trillion, they just need a little piece. We don't have to move the entire $950 trillion. I think that's highly illogical, but I'll take it if it could. But they just need a piece, and those prices will be exploding left and right. You got to look at who's out front. Algorand, let's take Algorand as an example, has been at the forefront of RWA for a long time, but quietly. But you look at things like some of those earlier offerings, like what was one of them? Was that one called Proppy, where they fractionalized real estate? That was a long time ago. I don't know what has happened to that. But imagine how far they've come. I'm just showing that. There's such an advantage here and such potential here for the future. Listen, I know I didn't get too deep with the article, but you get a chance, go read it. It's on medium.com. You can go on Google, just type into Google tokenization of real world assets, okay? And that article should pop up. Give it a read. Now, some of you might say, well, Mick, why don't you just put a link in it? I don't like putting links in because I don't know what happens with links. And I personally don't like to click on any links anywhere. Got to be safe. Be careful links you're clicking on in your emails and text messages. And if you don't know who it's from, this is not advice. I can't tell you what to do. But be careful because a lot of people have malicious things attached to links. So I'm just a person where I'm just going to search it on Google. It's very easy. It's type in a little bit. But check this article out. It says beyond these operational bottlenecks, traditional finance also remains largely exclusionary. Regulatory barriers and large ticket sizes restrict participation to wealthy individuals and institutional investors. That's what I'm saying. It's going to change. So much value now is going to be able to move where before it was illiquid. It will be liquid now. 950 trillion. It says leaving millions of potential investors unable to access many of the more interesting and lucrative investment opportunities. Art, fine art will be tokenized as everything, commodities, everything. This status quo means a significant portion of the world's wealth is trapped in inaccessible illiquid assets. And this is what we're getting closer to. The liquidating, the making liquid of these particular assets. That's what we're getting closer to. That's where the big money is. That's why the big money people are looking at this. That's why sometimes they mention it and then they got quiet about it. Just pay attention to that. There's a reason for that. They want to get in position first. They know what's going to go first. And what they're going to do is they're going to look at what they've been doing. They've been tokenizing everything that's boring first. It's a strategy. Let me pull this down. Sorry about that. It's a strategy, right? So my holster is like riding up. I'm still getting used to this new holster. My apologies. It's a strategy. So because it allows them to test. It allows them to collect data. It allows them to shore up the system. All the while, they're not making you bullish on RWA like you should be. Well, you're probably bullish on RWA if you've done a lot of the research and you're saying to yourself, wow, this is a lot here. But most people are not. They don't have the time for that research. They don't know. Unless somebody told them, and they might find it hard to believe unless they see concrete evidence like this and they know who's going after it. But other than that, they don't have the time to know these types of things. We're in a special group. You're a special person. It's true. I'm just telling you the truth. The other people are not going to tell you. You're a special person with special knowledge. But anyway, it says here, the promise of RWA, real world asset tokenization, is the process of representing real world assets as digital tokens that exist on a blockchain. We know that. Sorry about that. I was speeding through that a little bit. I know. When I speed through things, I don't enunciate. I hate that myself. I do. But sometimes you have to do it, folks. You got to do it. Sometimes you're a content creator. We don't have a lot of time. Now, it says here, the problem is that DeFi right now, so they're talking about DeFi right now, and TradFi existing in two completely separate worlds is what they're saying. Crypto, originally envisioned as an alternative to the existing financial system, a lot of it still is. Here's the thing. You had offerings like XRP, Algorand, you have Quant, Chainlink, Solana, etc., that are going to work with the financial system. That's just different. It's what they do. It's not what all of crypto does. So they're going to be congealing. We said this for years. We told people this was coming. The congealing, at least I told people this was coming, the congealing of the legacy system with the new financial system, we will absorb them completely. I just don't see any way around it. So anyway, listen, I'm going to stop there with this article. This is a lengthy article, actually. It's on medium.com. Once again, make sure you check this out. Let's move on here to the big dog Bitcoin because we have a lot of good Bitcoin news. Oh, yeah. I told people I'm not worried about Bitcoin at all. Look at it. Came down, went up, and it's looking good. It was looking green last time I saw it. Looking a little bit red right now. According to Cointelegraph, is minus 1.36%, but at $100,062. I'm not complaining at all. What do you think about that? You good with where Bitcoin is right now? You believe in Bitcoin is going to go strong into the future? I do. As of right now. We get past 2025. Now I'll start reevaluating. I'll start reevaluating things, but I'll seriously start thinking, looking at other catalysts, etc. We'll be collecting catalysts along the way, obviously, and adjusting. Obviously, day to day, I adjust. I'm watching everything, negative catalysts, positive. I'm keeping my mind open to different possibilities and making different calculations. And as of right now, Bitcoin looks real good. And I mean that in all seriousness. Texas lawmaker proposes bill to establish strategic Bitcoin reserve. The draft legislation suggested that Texas residents could fund the Bitcoin reserve through voluntary donations. Really? A lawmaker in the Texas House of Representatives has drafted legislation to create a Bitcoin reserve as part of the state's treasury. In a bill tentatively named the, quote, Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Act, unquote, filed with the state government on December the 12th, Representative Giovanni Capriglione, my apologies if I didn't pronounce that correctly, proposed the comptroller hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset for, quote, at least 5 years, unquote. The legislation suggested that Texas residents or, quote, governmental entities, unquote, could voluntarily donate their Bitcoin to reserve. Who's doing that? I have to apologize to everyone. I'm not parting with my crypto for anything. That's not going to happen, especially not my bank coins. That's what? Come again? Did you just say donate my Bitcoin to their government? Who said that? Who said that? I'm not. You tell. Are you doing that? Are you participating in that? Are you let me know. Right? You tell me. I'm just asking humbly. Are you going to donate your Bitcoin, or let's say they did it with some bank coins, or your bank coins to the government? Well, not I, sir, not I. They're wild for that. The legislation suggested that Texas, we read that part already. All right. It did not mention any crypto potentially seized by authorities. All right. And they have the document actually posted here. Quote, no taxpayer funds will be spent on buying Bitcoin. They really believe somebody's going to donate. I'm going to wait and see. I want to see if people really donate Bitcoin to this here. It says Bitcoin in order to maximize the chances of the bill passing, unquote, said the crypto advocacy group Texas Blockchain Council. Quote, the Bitcoin will come from donations from Texans, U.S.-based companies. Okay, all right. So I could see some companies possibly doing that. My apologies, I had a little air in my throat. I could see some companies possibly doing that. You ask the companies to do such, they might do that. Yeah, they might do that. Write that off or something like that. This is and other sources of existing state resources, unquote. According to the text of the draft, HB 1598, it would require a 2/3 majority in the Texas Senate and House to pass. The state legislature is not scheduled to return until the start of its 89th regular session on January the 14th. All right. Big things going on with the big dog Bitcoin. Let's go here. We have a little bit more news. I have 2 more Bitcoin articles. I don't think we're going to get through both of them. Let's see which one is more potent. Most important Bitcoin news coming tomorrow, claims CEO. That's an interesting title there. What's this other one? A U.S. Bitcoin reserve could push Bitcoin to $500,000. Which one is the better article? Which one do you think we should read? $500,000 one or the mysterious one? Let's go with the mysterious one. Why not? I like a good mystery. Do you? You like? Yeah. I used to like any movie with a little bit of mystery to it. I like, just to throw one out there. Why not? Why not? We share here, right? What's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? And they were like in a dream world. What was that movie? That was a good movie. And it was some sort of problem. My apologies. It's been so long, folks. There was some sort of problem with his wife. I think his wife had passed away, but he was seeing her in the dream world. She was causing problems in the dream world. And in order to get out of the dream world, they had this little spinneroonie. It was like, is it like a coin or a little spinner thing? And then at the end of the movie, you couldn't tell if he was out of the dream or not because the thing was still spinning. I like that. See, that was a smart movie. But here we go. Okay, so I used that to buy a little time for this article to load up. That was a good movie, though. What was it called? I can't believe I forgot the name of that movie. It's going to be like a thorn in my mind the rest of the day, folks. What is that movie? All right, anyway. Solana welcomes Ethereum prodigy. Is a price surge on the horizon? It depends. Max Resnick, a reputable Ethereum expert, has taken a bold shift to Solana blockchain. The change follows his departure from Consensus. Yeah, I can anticipate a lot of changes happening at Consensus with the people that are there, because Consensus has run into problems, although they were a competitor for us early on as a Bitcoin company, a pusher of CBDC systems. If you remember that way back in the beginning, they have run into some problems as of recent. And so, yeah, I can see this happening, where he played an important role in advancing Ethereum's ecosystem. Given Resnick's strong ties to Ethereum and growing enthusiasm for Solana, this unexpected decision has sparked debate in the cryptocurrency community. Resnick wrote a blog post outlining his motivation for joining Solana, emphasizing his wish to become knowledgeable about the protocol's main components, including consensus processes and fee markets. He clarified, quote, "I want to get up to speed on the implementation details as soon as possible," unquote, adding that his work might open the door for others to eventually help Solana flourish. I could see that happening as well. Solana is very bullish, not just in price, but like I said, there's a lot of big businesses that want to work with Solana and use Solana products. So that's going to bring a lot of brilliant people to them, right? Resnick's decision was not solely about Solana's technology. He also emphasized the important work of Anza, a Solana-focused R&D firm. He applauded Anza's behind-the-scenes efforts, namely its contributions to network enhancements. So we shall see how this affects everything in the future for Solana. Obviously, I think that this is going to solidify them just that much more, and businesses definitely going to take note of this. Like, oh, well, there's a brilliant person just went over there. Things may get even better. That makes them even more desirous to work with Solana and use Solana products. So, of course, yes, theoretically speaking, that could result in some positive price action, but we will see how much, I think, into the future. I don't think this is something that you're going to see have a great effect in the immediacy of things, but in the long term, we'll see. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.